Welcome to The Hidden Load, the podcast where we uncover the unseen weight carried by the educators and leaders in medicine and explore how to lighten it. I am Dr. Santina Wheat. I am a family physician, an educator, a leader, and a coach. Each week, we will dig into the challenges that often go unspoken, from burnout and boundaries to purpose and identity to figuring out sustainability, and share practical tools to help you move from chaos to calm and from burnout to balance. Because the hidden load does not have to be yours to carry alone, and in fact, shouldn't be. Let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Hidden Load for the educators and leaders in medicine. I am your host, Dr. Santina Wheat, and today I want to talk about something that feels especially fitting this time of year: gratitude. Today is a bonus episode that is being released on Thanksgiving because it is the day that I most associate with gratitude. Now, before you roll your eyes or brace yourself for a list 3 things that you are thankful for exercise, I promise this won't be that type of episode, because I want to talk about genuine gratitude. Not the kind of gratitude that is performative or forced or something that we feel obligated to say when it's our turn around the Thanksgiving table, even though many of us will be doing that today. But the kind of gratitude that surprises you, the kind that catches you off guard and changes how you show up as a person, as a leader, as a teacher, and even as a physician. Now, I have to admit, for a very long time, gratitude felt performative to me. And some of it is. I remember being a kid, sitting at the table when it was my turn to say what I was thankful for. Everyone would go around sharing family, health, food, and I would do the same, saying something that was polite but predictable. Even as I got older, that sense of checking the box really did stay with me. When I became a parent myself and tried to teach my own children the importance of gratitude, if I'm honest with myself, well, then it really still felt fake. I knew it was something that I should model, but it really did not feel genuine and authentic. And I think that there were a few reasons for that. The first is I truly did not understand the difference between real gratitude and fake gratitude. And I think that most often I was coming up to fake gratitude. Fake gratitude is often just politeness. It is a social script that we repeat because it is expected. And it is important to be polite. It is important to have a bit of a social script. But there is another type of gratitude. Real gratitude. It comes from a deeper place. It is not about what we are supposed to say. It is about recognizing that something truly did move us. The second reason that I didn't really get gratitude was because I didn't fully grasp why it mattered. And I didn't grasp that it was a form of responsibility. As physicians, as educators, as leaders, we are so used to being responsible for absolutely everything: the patient outcomes, the team dynamics, the educating of learners, the balancing of budgets, the managing our own lives, that the gratitude can really just feel like it's one more checkbox on that list. And then the last reason is I was quiet. I am an introvert and have always been someone who processes things internally. And so for a long time, I did not think it was necessary to say things out loud that felt self-evident. Why did I need to say that thing out loud that was obvious? If I appreciated someone, they must surely know it, right? But then one day, I got an email that completely shifted how I thought about gratitude. It was from someone I used to supervise but didn't see very often anymore, a physician who I had mentored early in her career. She had long since moved on to another position, and I was also in a different position. And so that just meant that our paths didn't cross all that often. And then out of the blue, she sent me a message. And it was a message just to say thank you. She thanked me for modeling for her that it was okay to care deeply about patients, about the organization, and about the mission, while also maintaining a perspective that could see when you didn't love some of the rules and actions of the company you worked for. I was able to model for her that it was okay to love what you do and not lose yourself in it. This message came on a day when I was absolutely exhausted, exhausted at work, exhausted with life. I was questioning whether I was still making a difference. And honestly, this was when I was at the edge of burnout and finally starting to realize it. Now, her note did not fix everything, but it was certainly a lifeline. Because in that moment, I realized sometimes the impact that we have on others is not visible to us in real time. And sometimes the smallest expression of gratitude can become a turning point for someone else. This message sparked something in me. It made me start noticing and naming the people who helped me, supported me, or inspired me in small but meaningful ways. And what I found was fascinating. And don't worry, I did let her know that this email truly hit home and came at a time when I really needed it. So after receiving this note, I became much better about thanking people. And when I started genuinely thanking people, not in a performative, thanks for your help kind of way, but in a this is how you impacted me kind of way, people often brushed it off at first. Honestly, I used to brush it off too. They would say things like, oh, it's no big deal, or I'm just doing my job. And I did start to find myself gently pushing back. I know it might not seem like a big deal to you, but it really made a big difference for me. And I would thank the residents who met their expectations without me having to chase them. I would thank my faculty when they stepped in when I couldn't do something, or when they successfully completed a project that had an impact on our team. And over time, that started to shift things because real gratitude, when it is specific, sincere, and relational, well, it builds connection. It softens the edges of the day. It reminds people that their work matters, and it reminds them that they matter. It demonstrates to them that you see them showing up even when things might be hard, and that maybe they're going that extra mile. In healthcare, that kind of recognition can feel rare, where we are just expected to be caring and look out for others. In medicine, we are often trained to notice what went wrong. It might be the misdiagnosis, or the delayed discharge, or that student or resident who didn't quite get the concept. But when we intentionally look for what's going right, for those human moments of generosity and collaboration and care, well, we create a culture that is able to sustain us. Gratitude does not erase the hard parts. It does not mean ignoring the challenges or pretending that everything is fine. But it does mean refusing to let cynicism or fatigue have the final word. So, how do we start practicing genuine gratitude, especially in busy, high stress environments like medicine and academia? Well, here are 3 approaches that have helped me, and I hope the teams that I've worked with. The first is make it specific. Instead of thank you for your hard work, say thank you for staying late to help that learner debrief after a tough case. I know it made a difference. The specific gratitude shows that you see people, not just what they produce. The second is to share it out loud. Even if you are quiet, I still am and always will be. I have learned that words matter. You don't have to make a big speech. A simple message, an email, or a quick word in passing can be powerful. And sometimes it's worth sharing gratitude publicly, like in a meeting, because it models a culture of acknowledgement for others. The third is to receive gratitude gracefully. This one is hard for many of us in healthcare. When someone thanks you, resist the urge to deflect it. Try saying, thank you, that means a lot, instead of, oh, it was nothing. Let it land. Because gratitude, whether it is given or received, it is part of how we sustain one another. And as a bonus, if you receive that gratitude in written form, then keep it in a folder. Take it out on those difficult days. That email that I mentioned, I used to open it on the hardest days as I was struggling on my way out of burnout. So I have come to see gratitude, not just as an emotion, but as a true leadership skill. It helps us lead with clarity, with humility, and with perspective. It reminds us that the people around us are more than their roles or their titles. In moments of chaos, when learners are struggling or when systems feel overwhelming, when we are questioning if it is all worth it, well, gratitude can bring us back to center. It invites us to see the good that is still happening around us, even when the work is hard. It helps us stay human. And maybe most importantly, it creates ripples. And that physician who emailed me years ago would not have known how much her words could have mattered had I not said something. But her gratitude really did change how I lead. And in turn, it changed how I support others, my learners, my colleagues, and my team. So as you move through your week, especially in this season of gratitude, I would invite you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, who has made a difference for me, even in a small way? Who might need to hear that they have had an impact? And maybe, who could I thank? Not because I have to, but because I truly mean it. Because you never know who might be having the kind of day when your words could change everything. Now, if you are not sure where to start with gratitude, I have created a gratitude journal for healthcare workers. I am linking it here in the show notes, and I would love to know if it helps you. So thank you for joining me for this episode of The Hidden Load. If today's reflection resonated with you, I would love for you to share it with a colleague or a friend who needs the reminder that their work matters and that gratitude can be both powerful and healing. And if you haven't done so yet, please leave me a review. It helps more than you could ever know. It helps others find me and hopefully allows them to not feel like they are alone in the hidden load. And until next time, take care of yourselves and of each other. Thanks for joining me on The Hidden Load. Tag me on Instagram at Dr. Tina Wheat or email me at santina@santinawheat.com with your takeaways and ideas. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, let's lighten your hidden load.